What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with the May 2019 NPD top 20 best-selling games in the US. Now you have to remember, once again guys, NPD equals US only. Doesn't equal like South America or anything like that, or Canada. This is the United States of America. So let's go ahead and get into the top 20 best-selling games here. And you guys can see the full list. I'm going to point out a couple different games that I think that are interesting. Once again, Mortal Kombat 11 at the top of the list here. Days Gone, that's a PlayStation exclusive, doing pretty good when it comes down to it. Total War 3 Kingdoms, wouldn't think that a game from Sega would be that high, and if it was a game, it would be the game that's all the way at the bottom, and that is Team Sonic Racing. That game just debuted, number 19 from Sega, so Total War 3 Kingdoms did a lot better than it. Rage 2, not so bad as well. Grand Theft Auto, people keep on buying that game, and also Super Smash Bros. Ultimate without digital sales in at number 6, but it's also good to see games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Also, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, people still buying that game, so I guess people are getting hyped for Super Mario Maker 2 on the Nintendo Switch. So not bad at all. And even seeing a game like Yoshi's Crafted World still there in the top 20. So overall, not bad at all. I think that Spider-Man $20 deal too was helping out, because Spider-Man also sneaked in there at number 15. But we do have some other stuff to talk about when it comes to the NPD sales for the US, and that is the Nintendo Switch itself. And I'm telling you guys, this system can't be stopped when it comes to the sales in the NPD, and especially for 2019. I don't see a system, any other system at least, selling more than the Nintendo Switch, considering the type of games that are coming out and the fact that it did outsell the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One in this month again. I think that makes it like 8 months in a row, or 7-8 months in a row consecutively, in terms of selling the best here in the US. So once again, we do have that report coming in that officially for the May 2019 NPD, Switch was once again the best selling hardware. And the industry as a whole kind of declined just a bit, but Nintendo Switch did better in order to kind of boost up things. We do have some of the numbers here from the NPD. So in at number 3 was the Xbox One with 86,000 units. At number 2 was the PlayStation 4 with 137,000 units. And number 1 was the Nintendo Switch with 216,000 units. So it sold comfortably ahead of the other two systems, more than double the Xbox One, and a good 70,000 units plus over the PlayStation 4, around 70,000 units plus with the PlayStation 4. So not bad at all in terms of other things here. So this is actually pretty good. Now, what does this actually translate into? Well, we'll talk a little bit about it when it comes to some of the rumors and the Switch Mini stuff, but this definitely is a good thing for the Nintendo Switch going forward, because you want to see that this system, even against the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, with the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro and all of the bigger games not coming to the system, the Switch can still do some things here. And really, it just got, in terms of the larger games, got Mortal Kombat. Now, we did get stuff like Sonic, the Team Racing, which was good, but it's just good to see the Switch continue to do well with this. But I do want to point out a couple different things with some of these sales here, because it's not like it's very close. The past few months, and pretty much all the way from back to when Super Smash Bros. Comes out, there's been kind of like a lot in terms of the sales. And I know the PS4 and the Xbox One have been out for quite some time, but people still didn't feel that the Nintendo Switch had a shot when it came down to it. So it's really good to see that the Switch is continuing to do well and continuing to sell, because that means that publishers are going to look at the platform as a viable platform, despite what happens with the next generation systems, because you're going to have the PS5 and you're going to have the next Xbox come out next year, but that's a long time. If you look at it from this standpoint with the NPDs and kind of what's selling and what Nintendo's bringing out, that is going to be a long time, because it's going to be holiday 2020. There is still quite a number of NPDs to go, more than 12 NPDs to go when it comes down to it, and the Switch is not slowing down when it comes to games. There are a number of high profile games that are going to be coming out for the Switch from now at this point to next year. And I think even with holiday 2020, with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the sequel, potentially even coming out that year as well. So I think that even with the next systems coming out and being talked about and in development there, people are still going to kind of look at the Switch and say, all right, we can still make some stuff for this, because it's going to have a massive install base by the time the end of next year rolls around. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere in the 60 million range when it comes down to it, especially with what they have this year and what's going on next year and what could be coming, maybe like a big Mario Kart 9 or Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, I think that it can really blow up Pokemon at the end of this year as well. So this is pretty good to see. And I'm happy that the Switch is once again doing well. But shout outs to all the systems when it comes down to it, because at the end of the day, we've seen a lot of great sales across the board. I mean, things are kind of slimming down just a little bit when it comes to the Xbox One and PS4, but it's good to see that all the systems have at least done, 30 million plus or 40 million plus at this point, because the Wii U obviously failed pretty bad. So it's just good to see Nintendo kind of do well this time around with Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about this when it comes to the May NPD sales charts? We are going to transition over into some more Nintendo Switch rumor talk here, and that is with a Chinese accessories maker that is saying it has Switch Mini products in the pipeline. So this whole Switch Mini thing has been going down for a while, right? People have been rumoring it, people have been talking about it. We've had people on the Spawncast crew, Nate from Direct Feed Games, put out a statement on Twitter talking about some of the stuff with September and the games and how it makes sense. But I wanted to go into what this Chinese accessory maker had to say here. So shout outs to Nintendo Everything for the articles. So the Han Sun Group currently offers accessories for the Nintendo Switch as well as numerous other platforms. And interestingly, the Chinese company now appears to be claiming that it has products on the way for a Switch Mini. Now, Han Sun apparently sent an email to Wicked Cool Toys Captain Alex, who is also a Jakks Pacific ambassador, and stated that is planning carrying bags, screen protectors, and more. Now, there's also listings on the company's website with various images, although Nintendo's Everything is saying that they don't believe that the photos that they have on there and what's going on are real, that they could be fan mock-ups, but it doesn't mean that Han Sun isn't making these new accessories. So you guys are seeing some of that right here. Now, the rumors about an updated and revised Nintendo Switch have been going on for several months. Nintendo has yet to announce anything. Obviously, some people were thinking maybe they'll announce something at E3. Nope, Nintendo came and shut that down and said we're not announcing anything at E3. So speculation is going to continue here, but based not necessarily on this, but based on all the smoke. Where there's smoke, there's definitely fire, and it seems like there's going to be a Nintendo Switch Mini coming sometime. And if I was to make a guess, based on some of the different stuff that we have here, I would say that September is going to be the month. Around then, maybe late August, September is when we see a Nintendo Switch Mini, and here are a couple of reasons why we see that. Well, September is the most loaded month, I think, in Nintendo history when it comes to first party titles. Heck, if you look at that 30 days or whatever, like from the end of August all the way to the end of September. Just look at that. There are 4 major first-party titles coming out, with Astral Chain coming out at the very end of August. Then you also have Daemon X Machina coming out in the beginning. Then you also have Link's Awakening as well, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening coming out that month. And then you also have Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition coming out. All of those games would definitely be nice to have on a cheaper Nintendo Switch, or at least pull more people into the system if you got it cheaper. Nintendo might be overloading that month or that particular area with these games in order to kind of bring people on with a cheaper Switch as well. So it's definitely possible. I don't think I've seen a stretch of Nintendo's history to where they had that many first-party games in a 30-day time period, or 31-day, 32-day time period. That is absolutely nuts that we're going to be getting all of those games in that period. So I do think that there is a little bit more to the story when it comes down to it. I think that Nintendo wants to get the price of the Switch down, especially this year with all the different content that they do have. And if you look at it, a lot of the Nintendo 3DS style content that they did have, right? So for example, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, that was originally Game Boy game. Grezzo is going to be doing that one, which we did find out. So we had the other ones before, right? Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 3DS. We also had the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 3DS. So now we have this one here, originally, like I said, a Game Boy game. And then you're also looking at titles like Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition, hardcore JRPG. So you're definitely going to want to play that in portable mode at times, or at least Nintendo's thinking about that. And it would be great if they had a cheaper option in order to have it. And then also Pokemon is coming out later this year too. So I think Nintendo wants to have that cheaper option, Switch Mini, to where people can just play portably and it's not $300 and they get it down to maybe like 200 something, so, or just 200 flat. So either way, it's looking like there is going to be something going down here when it comes to a Switch Mini, or when it comes to Nintendo revising the Switch. Something's definitely going to be happening, I think, at least based off of all the different smoke that we've seen here when it comes to this Switch Mini talk. I know personally for me, I'm interested in getting one just because I'm fascinated by the Nintendo Switch concept and design, and if I can have a Switch just to play portably the whole time, I think I'd really enjoy that. I already have a Switch that I only use in portable mode, and then I have a docked Switch that I use in docked mode. So if I could have something that was just a portable Switch in general, I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I feel that people would really kind of latch onto that idea, especially with the games like Animal Crossing coming out next year, Pokemon this year. You also have the games like Link's Awakening. All of those games really fit the portable play really well. So I'm thinking that Nintendo's going to do something when it comes down to it this year, and maybe we get like a new Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch Pro, something that's slightly more powerful later in the year as well, or maybe even early next year, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So what do you guys think about all this information here when it comes to Nintendo? Can they be stopped when it comes to 2019? I'm not so sure about that. They have a lot of good stuff coming, and this Switch Mini, if it does come true, it's even going to make things even crazier when it comes to the sales and everything. So I'm thinking they can't be stopped this year. I think they're going to have a really good 2019. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We have Facebook and Twitter. Go and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.